Good evening, friends. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you've had a great day. Hope you're ready to hang out and play Monster Train. We're continuing on with the Hat Trick Challenge. That's what we do with our life these days. We're midway through with Sentient. That's where we left off. We had done 2 of the 3 paths on Thursday, and so we just have 1 left to go. And I believe that's Cultivating as the last of the 3. So, that is where we are starting for today. Also, how you doing, Tom? Thanks for the kind words. Okay, so I need to remember where we're at with Sentient. What did we use up so far? God, we used up Nightingale. I didn't even remember that. I remember that now, but... Okay, we haven't used up too many of the important units. Lunar Priestess is a bit of a loss just because it's a versatile, cool unit. We have used a lot of spells. Yeah, we did use up Phase Blessing, which is a bit of concern. Technically, Tidal Turning is still an option. And Unleash the Wildwood for the full heal is still around. And importantly, Old Growth is still available. Like, we've got a number of good things. Ideally, we get one of the sweep units or Animus of Will to scale with, and we go from there. But, oh, I need to change my Pyre. We've currently used up Pact and Horde. Fierce Greed is okay. Savagery seems good. I kind of want to avoid using Savagery, but I honestly feel like maybe I'm going to need it. Well, I feel a little cheesy using it, but we're going to do it anyways. See how it goes. Okay, so we have Nightingale, we have Starstruck, we have Sharpen. I believe we'd used Starstruck before. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it only matters if we actually have Cultivating, so let's check that first. There it is. Okay, so we have Cultivating. So we have the Revenge buff, basically. And we get a little bit of extra draw. How much is the Cultivate at rank 3 now? Is it 4? Because it got an increase from Monster Train 1. It is 4 now. Because I believe in Monster Train 1 it's 1, 2, 3. And now it's 4. How you doing, 3 fishes? Or fishies, I guess. For some reason, I always read your name as fishes instead of fishies. Okay, what are we doing here? Split Anvil is an artifact I generally always like. And we do have Sharpen, so it is, like, vaguely relevant. Dante's Footstool does nothing currently, but... like, it is sort of good. That makes poor fish in chat. Whoop whoop. I was thinking it, Tom. How you doing, June, August, and Garton? Always good to see all you guys. You know, I like Split Anvil, but there's not that many, like, high-cost things I care about. Yeah, like, we'd even already used up Celestial Storm. It would be nice if we drew into Tidal Turning, for instance. How you doing, Fury? And at the moment, it does have some relevance with Sharpen. I guess I'm still going to take it. Like, Dante's Footstool, there's a good chance it ends up just not being that important to me. So, we're just not going to worry about that right now. We're definitely taking Mark of Invasion. Sadly, we didn't start with a unit that we really want to be buffing. But that's fine. Oops, you're going there. And then you guys go there. Alright, well, I don't really want to give Sentient extra permanent attack, but we're going to do this. Alright, have fun working out, Garton. Okay, so let's once again I guess just give you the spikes, then we just heal you up a bunch. And that's what we do. Nightingale is fine, just needs some phase control. Well, so here's the problems. Is number one, I've already used up the Lunar Priestess, so I am missing out on kind of the easiest phase control option. Number two, since it's a unit I've already used in a prior run, I don't really want to commit to it as my main unit. I've been trying to avoid that wherever possible. Yeah, unfortunately, even if I heal you, you won't survive the hit. Ideally, I'd love for him to survive the hit so he could burn down a little bit of rage, but whatever. Because, like, I can't stop units I've used from showing up, but I can at least limit how much I'm using them. Like, I have to use them to get through the first ring, basically. It's just not really tenable without that. Okay, and we do have the right phase. We just play those out so we don't take damage because we don't need to do anything else here. We have a pretty strong start right here. Since the spikes are doing a lot of work, with the buff to restore the 2 regen per cast is, like, legitimately helpful. And Nightingale's a pretty decent unit to be cultivating onto. Okay, so have we used Razor Sharp yet? We did. That's what I thought. I don't think we used Steel Enhancer. And we did use Sting. I guess we'll take the Steel Enhancer. Can't take Starstruck. Can't take Celestial Storm. Could take Moon Pixie, I think. Yeah, I don't really want to, though. Like, I could play it on a different floor, but if I play it on Sentient's floor, it starts stealing Cultivate procs. And that's not really what I want. It is a good card overall, but it just causes me some issues. I guess we're going here, try to get Animus of Will or one of the sweepers. It's a lot of spells used. Good spells? Yeah, kind of. But it was sort of unavoidable. Okay. Well, that's a thing. So, I mean, I wanted to go Shattered Shell, and that's not bad. But we could also just take Steel Singer. Like, I don't hate that. It is awkward as shit, but I mean, I kind of want to do it, nonetheless. It doesn't work particularly well with Cultivating, but it is... Like, getting buff from +1 attack to +3 is a substantial improvement. And yeah, you're right, I do have the right spells for it, because the Witch Weaves also work, which is partly why we took the Witch Weaves, so that we could do more Rejuvenates. I think we're taking Steel Singer. Also, we have the Tiny Stone stuff, right, or no? I don't know what you mean by that. If you just mean that, like, Smidge Stone is an option, yes, that is an option. We don't know if it's going to show up, but, like, basically the game plan if we take Steel Singer is hopefully hit, like, Multi-Strike and Smidge Stone, and then power it up and dupe it later. And, like, that's pretty good, and I think I'm willing to do that. Although we don't get dupes until, like, right at the end. Is there really only 2 dupes? God, that's so weird. I mean, it still works, probably. Alright, it's maybe going to be a throw, but we're going to take Steel Singer. I do think that the Shattered Shell is, you know, probably the better option here, but... I'm tempted to do this. think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to reroll. And actually, I'm going to give some magic power, and then we're going to do the reroll. I was really hoping for holdover. Because if I could have holdover the sharpen, I could use that to minus costing to the split anvil every turn. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do this, I think. We'll go from there. See what happens. Well, the minus pyre hurts a little bit, but so be it. Permafrost to sharpen. It doesn't really need to be done. And I can't fit you on the same floor, so you're going to go there. Because what we want is just to bulk the shit out of you. And I could stop them from ascending, but I'm perfectly happy to do that, more or less. Yeah, I have to do that. Unfortunately, you're going to escape, which is a bit of a shame, but I really want the Collector, and so he survives at 2, which is whatever. Like, overall, it's gonna be okay, since I'm just gonna keep bulking up, and the spikes are helping him get kills. He's just getting pretty strong real fast. Like, I am ignoring Sentient, unfortunately, but on the other hand, which, like, sort of breaks my rules, but that's fine. Sentient will be relevant at some point in this, maybe, kind of. But, I don't know, it feels wrong to not take the chance to play Steel Singer. Almost unfair scaling. It's way better than it was. I mean, Steel Singer was terrible in Monster Train 1. Substantially better in Monster Train 2, for just a lot of reasons. Deployment phase in particular really helps it. Also, how much attack did we gain over that battle? Yeah, so it started at 20. I thought that's what it was, but I just want to make sure I wasn't mistaken. We went from 20 to 99. It was not terrible in Monster Train 1. It was terrible in Monster Train 1. It was very bad in Monster Train 1. It's fine to like Steel Singer Monster Train 1. It was a bad unit. But, like, deployment phase really helps it, as does Smidgestone. But, like, high Covenant, high shards, it was not very good in Monster Train 1. Partly because a single large hit does very little for you in Monster Train 1. It is far more useful in Monster Train 2, for a number of reasons. Why is that not working? There we go. Okay, anyways. So we're not taking another Sharpen, I don't think. I don't need another Steel Enhancer. Don't need the Sting. Would +2 feel more in line? I think +3 is fine. Like, yes, we did stack up very quickly, but that's because specifically we started with both Restores and Witch Weaves. Also, some of the extra attack we got was from Pyre of Savagery as well. So, like, we did get a bunch of extra attack from that. And even then, you are committing a lot of resources to using Steel Singer, and you still have to convert it into a win, even when it gets high attack power. Like, there's a lot of hurdles to overcome with Steel Singer. And so I think the +3 attack is totally fine. In Monster Train 1, you can multi-hit the unit and fuse in different ways, and there were other things, like Man Steel Singer becomes the carry, is permanently increasing. Yeah, but it was bad. Like, part of the issue with it in Monster Train 1 is that in Monster Train 1, you badly need, at High Covenant, High Shards, you need, like, 5 good attacks by the end game. And yes, you can dupe Steel Singer, but even with giving it a multi-strike infusion, its scaling is relatively slow, and you are committing a lot of space and Ember to playing it out. And even then, it just doesn't do that much for you. And it's competing in Clan against just far better, way more consistent units. Like, it's not a great card in Monster Hunter 1. It's much better here. We haven't taken Gravity yet, I believe. So I could take Gravity, can't take either of the other two. Otherwise, I would take the Face Blessing, maybe. Gravity... I will take, I guess. We are almost definitely going for the Merchant of Steel. I do kind of want to go for Merchant of Arms because we could look for... Like, I kind of wanted to look for Old Growth. That matters a lot less now. Awakening Thicket would also be appealing. But we really want to hit, like, Smidgestone or Multi-Strike. Well, that's one of the things we wanted. I couldn't afford it if I went for the reroll. I could just take, like, extra HP. Could also just take the spikes. Don't think I care about that. Dualism doesn't really do anything for us. Alright, let's see the event. Ooh. Okay. It's not totally perfect just because it's still very large. But, yeah, we're doing that. Kind of want to re-roll, but the 10% chance that it collapses is just not worth it. So, I will take that. Yeah, I do still want things that I don't have, though. So, do I want you in front? Kind of. See, I want the scaling from Sentient, but I also don't really need it. Yeah, and like Sentient's just gonna scale itself at this rate, since it has dramatically lower HP. But that's fine, we'll do that anyways. Oh, I'm not actually killing you. Well... Yeah, this is why I should have the Steel Singer in front, but... I can fix that if I need to, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I thought about ascending him. I thought about moving the Steel Singer to a different floor so we could catch the Straggler who escaped. But I didn't. We're just gonna let him tank, which again does feel bad that Sentient is basically not contributing at the moment, but it's fine. We don't get to use Steel Singer often. Like, one unit that severely underestimates Alpha Fiend in Monster Hunter 1, it's okay. It's not a great unit in Monster Hunter 1, but it's fine. There are a lot better Hellhorn units. Like, Horned Warrior and Steel Singer in particular are dramatically more important. Okay. Just to make sure that you're not stealing any kills, we're gonna let you die. Yeah, being able to fly is definitely nice here. Would still have been nice to have gotten another upgrade on first. Okay, I am going to take tidal turning. That is exactly the sort of thing that I want. So we will take that. Yeah, I mean, I happily would have run this Animus of Will in a world where we didn't have the Steel Singer situation. But we are going to skip on that. Just because the Steel Singer is very much warping our gameplay at this point. Thanks to the words, Panda. So I think we're taking Ember here. Probably because it gives us more deployment Ember, and that's going to be important later. We're definitely going to dupe the Steel Singer, but we can't do so yet. We're definitely going here. And we're up against Entropy, which shouldn't be a big deal for the most part. Well, it's Cultivating too. Although, again, unfortunately, we can't really use Cultivating very well, because even if I have it blocking for the Steel Singer just outpaces it in HP. There are kind of ways around that, but at the moment, not particularly helpful. I mean, Equalizing Rings is cute. Because it does get 160 HP later on. I don't know that we care about that, but it is kind of cute. I don't know, I kind of feel like I should take it, but I also know that right now it really is just a waste. And also, like, my Steel Singers are definitely going to be the star of the show here. I'm just gonna... well, I'll take it, just for the sake of it. So what we really, really want is remove, consume, holdover. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't really have any conduit to make that a meaningful card. But hey, we're trying. How are you going to deal with the 500 and 250 HP enemies? By having multiple Steel Singers by that point who are hitting for 300 plus damage each per strike. I do wish that there were more dupe spots for me. Sadly, there are not. How you doing, Tiny? There's a lot of things I'd like to get rid of. 300, probably 400 each by that point. Yeah, probably, but I was trying to be conservative in the estimation. But at the rate we're going, it's going to be pretty hefty by the time we get there. Okay, so I guess you go there. And when you do those, I can play you out, which I guess I will. Also, more funly, that I found just that Steel Singer loves lifesteal. It is good for Steel Singer, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of damage here, but that's fine. Just because I can't play the Vengeful Shard. But it was worth it. And our dude just beats them to death. He doesn't have spikes yet, sadly. But he does now. The incant sap doesn't really matter to us. Yeah, there's no reason to let you attack into me. Unsurprisingly, we mostly just spam out our heals. Like, yes, it reduces the attack of things. No, that doesn't matter in the slightest. And Sentient isn't even losing attack thanks to the equalizing rings because it is just set to exactly the max HP. Just like Iron Tongue, it can't change. I do want to play with the Calcified Ember, but I didn't want to miss out on all those heals, so here we are. Well. Ta-da! Steel Singer doing some work for us. I really would like to see Unleash the Wildwood. Did we take Engraft yet? I know we haven't taken Focus Growth, and we're probably taking Focus Growth here. Yeah, we haven't taken either of these. I do like Engraft because it gives extra draw next turn, and it's essentially a free card. But also Focus Growth heals twice and gets us 2 extra draw. And with Split Anvil, it's also not too big of a burden. Edge Prior still awful. We're going to take Focus Growth. We are not going to take any of those. So, I don't get any value for the Merchant of Steel. Still do get an artifact, get an event. Going here, there's nothing I, like, super need from the Merchant of Trinkets. I mean, there are, like, some nice things that we can still get, like Emblem of the Exiles for increasing max HP every turn. This might be Old Growth, which would be kind of cute. But I don't think that's too important. Sap Tap, that's right, I did forget about Sap Tap. Okay, let's try it. Let's see what's here. Does not matter. Does not matter. Does not matter. Okay. Interesting. Do I want an Exile's Diadem? I think it... I mean, it kind of matters for me. So I can only dupe twice. So I can only make 3 Steel Singers total. I do think we want the Exile's Diadem. And I am just gonna take both of those. Although I realized that I shouldn't have taken the Pyrostone. I meant to double check this before. I, for some reason, thought there was a Merchant of Steel on this ring. There's not. And I'm already committed to I want to go to both of the dupes, which unfortunately means that we're missing the Merchant of Steel. So it is just wasted gold on my part, which is my mistake. Whatever. That's fine. I got carried away. It'll be okay. Also, technically, I should be moving the Steel Singer up to top floor. So I have more time to do my things. Which is to say it's more time for him to get buffs. Since we have a couple extra turns before the battle ends. Yes, look at all those delicious, delicious heals. Yeah, I mean, like, none of this matters. I'm just gonna let my units die. That's fine. Because the only thing that really matters to me is the Steel Singer. Would love to get rid of the Calcified Ember. Don't think we're doing that right now. Yeah, because I do want to do that and still get the heal. Okay. So we have enough spikes that we kill all the backliners. I mean, sure. It doesn't matter at this point. He does look very silly being so much smaller, though. And whatever doesn't die to the spikes, he just kind of beats to death himself. Okay, this time I will get rid of that. We take a little bit of damage, whatever. Like, it does matter somewhat, just because Pyre Savagery has so little HP, but still. Yeah, let's look at our beautiful Steel Singer getting to work. It's also why I want to remove a bunch of cards, so we can just have higher density of things I care about. Honestly, this would be slightly better if I didn't have the other dudes on this floor, but that's okay. Because then I wouldn't have Sentient stealing any of the kills. Ta-da! I am so a little annoyed that I bought Pyre Stun Housing on Reflex, but whatever, fine. Okay. If we were worse at killing, I would be down to take the Ensnare. But that's not really a concern. Edge Prior is terrible, and Preserve Thorns doesn't really matter to us, so. Eclipse Chamber doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. We are not doing things with phasing, so. Okay. I keep thinking that this is the ring where I go to the Merchant of Arms, but that's next ring. We are gonna go here. The healing is not unwelcome. We might get an extra upgrade for the Steel Singer. And... Damn it. Not what I was hoping for. Okay. None of those were important to us. Not the kind of event we were hoping for. I was really hoping we'd get holdover, but this is fine, I guess. I think mostly I'm just gonna remove some stuff. Yeah. I would like to get rid of the gravity as well. I would like to get rid of the rest of my units. So on and so forth. I mean, I guess we've got tons of extra deployment Ember at the moment, but still. I do really appreciate that Focus Growth and now heals twice. It's a much cooler card. I mean, you can have the Exil's Diadem. It essentially doesn't matter for us. I do miss out on one heal by doing that, but again, I think that's okay. And we're not actually killing you, because you don't attack into the spikes. And I don't do quite enough damage to kill you. But, again, what does that actually matter? Yeah, he finishes him off, and even if he didn't, like, worst thing is that Kale technically maybe could have gotten the life steal from at once. But even that wouldn't have happened because he comes up here to get the Nightingale. Whereas the other thing would be up top right now. For some reason, I always still expect these guys to sap me. They don't. That's not how it works. But I still sort of expect it, even so. But they are just a totally different enemy. It's just something about them and the way they look just makes me think that I should be expecting some sap. Yeah, our Steel Singer is a beast. Also, Split Anvil has done a lot of work for us. And again, this is basically what I want from Shadow Siege. Like, Shadow Siege is another high investment unit, like Steel Singer. But Steel Singer got changed so it actually is worth the payoff now. And I just want Shadow Siege to also be worth the payoff. Or to have the payoff worth the investment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oh, man. Okay. We cannot take Shard Channeler. We could take either of the other two. They don't really matter. I really wanted to Unleash the Wildwood. Or another title turning. But Unleash the Wildwood. God, 632. So beastly. Anyways, what are we taking here? We shouldn't really need the capacity. Ember. We're gonna take Ember. More draw would be nice too, but I kind of have value for the Ember. Okay, Cultivating 3, even though you've barely been a part of our team. I do feel a bit bad about that. Oh well. So we're not taking the weapons cache. The Echo Vault is a maybe. Don't know that I care about Echo Vault here. It's not that impressive, especially because my better spells tend to get played out first thanks to the Split Anvil. I'm just not going to worry about it. Zone of Silence I don't hate. So, I have another Merchant of Arms coming up, so I can do deployment twice. One of them has to go in the Exile's Diadem. And so we're going to be committing to 9 Ember on the Steel Singers, and then 10 right there. And I'm going to have 11 total, and we know that Dante's Footstool is not available because we saw it at the beginning. So I'd never be able to make this deployable. Happy Philadelphia anniversary. How many years is it? I have no idea. It's probably like 3 or 4 now at this point, something like that. But I appreciate the kind words. I don't know that Zone of Silence really matters. It's going to be a bit annoying if I don't have it, but not terribly important. I would much rather prefer, like, Planetarium, honestly. Also, I almost forgot to deployable that. Can't take Planetarium. Did we use Planetarium? So we did. Never mind. Can't do that. There is the other one, the plus 15 magic power. Whatever that one is called, that I, like, never take. But that one would also be similarly useful. I always get blinded by the usefulness of a perma-scaling thing. I mean, a lot of the perma-scaling things in Monster Train 2 are good. If you're talking about the Bloodthirsty Blade, it's just that, like, right here, it doesn't matter. It's so late, and it doesn't actually solve any problems for me. And I've got plenty of power already. Like, that's not a problem we need solved. Heaven Seal, I'm gonna tell you right now, not gonna matter. Oh, I mean, I guess I can still do this on a different floor. I don't really need to play him out. We're just doing it so that they're not in my deck. Yeah, I think I do want to daze you, because I don't have any, like, spikes, so there's not any reason to have you attacking in. And by dazing him, it prevents the corruption. So we may as well. I still want to get rid of a lot of cards. But here we are. Would you ever consider doing a build specifically for Endless Mode? Not really, kind of. There are other players who have already done that, and... I mean, not that I don't... that I specifically just want to avoid things other players have done. But it's not very interesting. There's only a few builds that can, like, really compete long-term in Endless Mode. And there's not, like, a lot of variety and options and interesting things you can do there. Also, it gets to a point where the battles take so long unless you, like, go into the files and turn on dev speed, which is just, like, instant animations. And also, at some point, we'll eventually just crash the game, because it just can't keep up with everything that is happening. Like, I don't really have any meaningful interest in Endless Mode. I will probably do Endless Mode on the save file at some point, just so I can get the achievement. But not really a thing that interests me. Oh no, they're getting spikes! However shall we handle things? I'm gonna kind of want to move my Steel Singers away just so I can get slightly more kills, but we'll just leave it like this. Ta-da! I'll take another Focus Growth. They're pretty good for us. I would happily dupe a lot of these things if I had... Oh, I actually probably should have taken the Glittering Draft. The Conduit actually would have been pretty appealing to me. Anyways, we're going here. I would love Immersion of Magic, but I really want to dupe, so... we're not taking those. I definitely want Kingdom's Tears. I will take that. I mean, Jackstrips is kind of cute. I don't know that Celestial Sails is particularly important to me. Yeah, so I could take Awakening Thicket. Just double check. I haven't used that before, right? I'm not crazy. I try to make sure I'm very cautious about this. Yeah. Okay, so we could take Awakening Thicket. I will still do that. It's not ideal, but that's fine. And then we dupe the stronger one. And so just double check. So I have 11 deployment ember. 9 of it goes to Steel Singers. 1 of it goes to that. So that brings us to 10. So even if I made the Awakening Thicket deployable, I wouldn't be able to play it. I can make the Equalizing Rings deployable, though. Technically, you could handle those or hold on to those. I'm not going to worry about it. It's a shame we didn't get Old Growth as well. I guess I'm going to take Celestial Sails. I don't know if it's ever going to actually be helpful for me, but I can't afford a removal or anything else, so... Okay, it was a restore. Alright, so I think we want to set up on top floor, and we're going to remember to do this in the correct way. So you're going to get the diadem, then you come out, and then Steel Singer 1 and Steel Singer 2, and we have decided that you're going to be the one who gets the buffs. Okay, now I could have Sentient as the frontliner, and I feel a little bit bad that I'm not doing that, but so be it. Look at our big, beautiful boys. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to proc the split anvil this turn, so I don't actually get to play out most of these. Or Steel Singer's denied of the 3rd upgrade. Yeah, it is a shame, but it was just way more important to have all of these guys. Oh no, we get sapped. Yeah, like, I could hurt him, but he's just gonna heal anyways, so... Okay, we can make this work. So we do that. And I am actually making these guys threateningly strong. Oof, god, that is a lot of damage incoming. I mean, worst case, I could just move a different one up front since I can fly them. I just wanted to get rid of the, I just wanted to get rid of the silence dude. Okay, you guys are actually sort of a problem. Hi, cat. What's up? Come on. Oh, there we go. She was not very cooperative. Yeah, I do think overall I'm taking too much damage here. Like, I can put on the spikes, but it doesn't really help me take less damage. Alright, we'll leave it at that because I need to stop buffing these enemies. My poor Steel Singers are being denied because of all the attack buffs being doled out. Yeah, I kind of thought that's what would happen here. Alright, we'll let one of the Steel Singers die. Well, I hate that I can't play out most of my spells. But it's just too dangerous. Oh, and I can't even move you this turn. I mean, I can daze some enemies. Okay, unfortunately, all the healing here doesn't actually, like, do anything because I'm silenced, but, I mean, it does put me back to full. Oh, and you are escaping to hit the pyre, which is fine, I guess. It's not great, but whatever. Could just fly down to bottom floor. Out of curiosity, how does that look? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, let's leave that. Unfortunately, just the amount of attack I'm giving to the enemies via spamming out my heals is just not manageable. And we did take a little bit of damage for letting the stupid silent dude escape. But overall, we're in great shape. Our run has been pretty strong since the Steel Singer we were very well suited to utilizing. Again, it's a bit of a shame we didn't get, like, the AoE heals. Like, I couldn't have taken Glimmer because I had used on a prior run. Oops, wrong order. And it's a shame I couldn't make more than 3 Steel Singers. But, yeah. Anyways, couldn't have taken the Glimmer. But I could have taken Unleash the Wildwood if it were offered. But it wasn't. Okay, so you go there. We are going to leave Sentient in front this time, I guess, for reasons. Well, we're already killing savagery and doing thousands of damage to entropy. Pretty reasonable start, I suppose. Oh no, we get sapped a tiny bit. However, shall we manage? Oops, whatever. Casually own savagery for his turn. Very casual, like, yeah. I mean, that's, you know, not uncommon. Like, it's very rare that Dominion is not the last one to die for me. I know there are some players who play differently where that is not the case, but I think it's a lot easier and more reasonable to murder savagery and entropy quickly than Dominion. Because Dominion is just so, like, uninteractive. There's just not a lot you can do to speed it up with a lot of the clans. Technically, there are things you can do, but it also comes down to a matter of, well, why would you bother? Especially because you're taking away from your team being... Like, you're making your team weaker, essentially, to do that. You kind of have to build for it, right? Kind of. There are a couple of things that, like, don't really take much build up. Like, if you just get Emote Tome, you can do Pyrelight. If you grab Echo Vault, you can use that to dupe the Pyrelight as well. If you are in Banished, you can take any of the melee weakness cards to speed up Dominion, particularly Wings Radiance, or whatever the X-cost melee weakness card is called. So, like, there are things you can do with that, and technically you can speed it up with, like, damage spells as well, but that you kind of have to build for, and why would you waste all those resources on Dominion when you could just not make your deck weaker by doing so? Okay. I mean... yeah, I'm not really making things better by doing that. We'll just daze you, we'll do that. We'll ascend you, so we'll dodge the damage next turn as well. Saying the healer, though, will let you attack the pyre twice, right? Kind of. But it's also not going to matter, because it's going to be over before then anyways. Since it just dies this turn. I don't know, I'm healing you when I could just be doing this. We do kill Dominion a lot faster because it's Pyre Savagery. Since it just has the highest starting attack, and so you just get much more damage much more quickly on Dominion because of the way that the Pyre Light works. And there we go! Pretty straightforward, easy run to start things off. Turns out, again, Steel Singer, way better in Monster Train 2, at least post-buff. Some of this attack was from Pyre Savagery again, obviously. Since we have the spikes, which definitely helped it get more kills early. But also just, we were well set up to just heal the shit out of it repeatedly. And that actually does something in Monster Train 2. Yeah, there we go. Exciting stuff. Was that a hat trick with Sentient? It was! That was, in fact, the third run with Sentient. We are now done with another champion. So we've done 8 of 20 now. Yeah, I wasn't expecting cultivating to be that difficult, but that was definitely a simpler run than I was expecting. Again, I kind of cheesed a little bit because Sentient basically wasn't relevant to our deck, but I'm sort of okay with that because we, like, never get to use Steel Singer. And, you know, it was a fun run. Fade or Challenge Bullet again. I mean, we're going to say Fade, and it's going to be either Rector or Bullet, I think. Which I'm not, like, that excited to do Rector right now, but I think we should just do Rector. I don't know. I kind of want to do one of the second champs for the clans we've already done, but I know I should just, like, stick to the original game plan. I think we're probably going to do Rector here because we've already done Bullet twice. One of them was very short failure. The other one we failed right at the end, but hey. So let's do Rector, and we got to make decisions. So who are we pairing Rector with? That is the true question at hand. Because with Rector, our 3 options, well, our 3 paths are Burn Bright, Accumulator, and Dark Calling. Dark Calling works pretty well with, I mean, a variety of things, but it works pretty well with Awoken because it can work pretty nicely with, like, Animus of Will or within the sweep unit. It can work okay with Stygian because, again, you can go with the sweep units that are there. It can also work well with, like, Pyreborn because you can do, like, Hothead, or you can do some of the other, like, ability using things. The sketch just falls promise took away the memories of great bullet runs. Yeah, I definitely threw at the very end, and it was definitely because I took sketches. But alas, I did it to myself. Accumulator doesn't super matter. Could go decently with Pyreborn. Actually would work pretty okay with Pyreborn. Also works okay with Lazarus. And then Burnout doesn't really matter. Technically the only like real synergy there is like Under Legion with the Propagate. But we could also just take Burnout extension cards or take Reform cards. I mean, Awoken or Pyreborn are probably our best bets here. Hellhorn is also fine for a variety of reasons. Like, in general, Hellhorn Remnant has always been and always will be a very strong combo, but I think we're gonna do Pyreborn just for the sake of doing different things. I know we did use Pyreborn as the secondary clan for Tethys, but yeah. Anyways, I don't know. It just that sounds fun enough. Let's do that. Okay, so Pyreborn and Rector. Now, the Blooded Whelps are not bad for Rector, kind of. They're kind of bad for Dark Calling, kind of okay for Dark Calling. I think I'm maybe going to take those over the Fighter Starter, though. Yeah, I think that is what we're going to do. Okay, so what do we want? For at least one of these runs, we definitely want Bogworms. For at least one of these, we probably want Herzls. And for the other one, don't know. Heart of the Pact is not a bad pick. Aquats is fine. Time Father is fine. Winged Spirit is technically sort of okay. Namely, like, Winged Spirit is pretty decent for once with either Burn Bright or Accumulator. Because Accumulator just builds up an insane amount of HP, and so being able to just pop him back to full HP midway through the fight is kind of silly. Burn Bright, similarly, like 200 HP is not a bad amount. Being able to just pop him up to 200 again is pretty good. It's not particularly exciting, but it's okay. I think we're going to start with... I think we're going to start with Bogworms, see what we get. Lava Armor is good. Hollow Drippings really pushes us towards wanting to use Burn Bright. Greed Dragon is whatever. Okay. I'm going to take Burn Bright because I really would like to be able to use the Hollow Drippings with Burn Bright. There are plenty of other ways to solve my issues too, but that seems good. Ideally, we get Lady of the House. Greed Dragon Reform. Yes, that could also be good-ish. It would have some problems to overcome, but could be good too. But yeah, we really want Lady of the House now. Unfortunately, I can't really fit things because I want to leave capacity open for the Whelps. Because I would like to do this. Well, fuck. Oh no, we're still killing these. I thought for some reason I wasn't. Okay, less mad about that then. Yeah, I think we just play that there. Bogworm will also just kind of help with our mass amount of unit starters. Oh, I sort of did that in the wrong order. I'm not gonna fix it. What I should have done is I should have played a whelp here, blown it up to kill that guy, and then played out the steward, but I didn't. So here we are. Should have maybe saved one more drag for up here, but I didn't. I guess we do that, and then we do that, and it'll be fine. We're definitely going to kill on top floor. We just have to wait till it gets there. He gets a decent amount of sap. If my dudes had more HP, or not sap, pyro gel. If my dudes had more HP, would have worked better. Also, I did have one more drag, but it also doesn't matter. Oh no, he healed some. However, shall we hope to deal with such a fate? Ta-da! There we go. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take another Hallowed Drippings. The draft is also cute, but we're gonna take the Hallowed Drippings. I like Flicker. I don't think we're taking it here. And Pyroborn Brain Spike we're not taking here either. I definitely want to go here, both because I would like to get Remove Consume on the Hallowed Drippings, or Spell Chain, or whatever, but also because really would like a chance to see Lady of the House. Okay. No. Okay. I mean, I could take Paraffin Enforcer here. Paraffin Enforcer is also quite good. It's just not what I wanted. I'm gonna take it. If we see Lady of the House, we'll pivot. But if not, I gotta commit to something, so... Yeah, unsurprisingly, can't do those. I'm going to... just gonna do that, I guess. I thought about maybe holding the slot open for other things, like holdover Spell Chain, but I'm okay with doing this. Okay, so we blow those up, we extend Burnout, and get a bunch of, or a little bit of extra attack. It's still a little weird that they made that change to Hallowed Drippings, but it's not like an unwelcome change for the most part. I think we're just gonna put this here to block. The only thing is, like, we might just draw something else to block with this turn anyways. Yeah, like, we have a Whelp. So the Bloated Whelp here is not bad, but I also kind of just want to get rid of that Ember. Okay, let's just do that. So you can try to maintain some extra HP. Sadly, can't play with the Shield Steward, whatever. We're mostly just trying to maintain HP on our top floor dudes. Which is why we're chump blocking the Flagellants, because the Flagellants have a lot of damage. Sadly, we don't quite kill the Flagellant, and then he gets healed a little bit. Again, can't really do the things I want to do, but that's okay. It's not like we need the drags for later on in this fight, since they will die immediately to the spikes either way. Like, we'll still play them out, but it's inconsequential. Rector has enough HP. Paraffin Enforcer is also doing a little bit of damage. And there we go. Pretty clean stuff. I mean, I don't hate the molded, honestly. And the draft is fairly cute, but I think we're just taking another Howl Drippings. Yeah. Fireball isn't bad. Dragon's Breath is good. I think we're skipping these. Honestly, already forgot that I had Split Anvil. Which probably means I didn't really need to minus cost that, but oh well. Bounty Stalker and Lady of the Reformed. Okay. Huh. There's Endless at the shop. Yeah, I know. That's partly why I'm hemming and hawing at this. It doesn't fit in at all to my game plan. But on the other hand, it is Bounty Stalker. And it's very unlikely that we're going to see it offered again. It's probably worth taking, but it is awkward for me for a lot of reasons. Whereas we could just, like, commit to the Paraffin Enforcer. And, like, that's pretty strong. Mostly I'm worried about, like, defense later on. The Bounty Stalker kind of helps with that. I don't know. It feels like I should take the Bounty Stalker, but it is clumsy to my needs. I don't know. Fine. We'll take it, I guess. I mean, that's not bad, kind of. Fine. The only problem with that is it does decrease the chances that we draw. Like, it lowers the density of our deck, and that can be an issue when I need to draw them early. But, on the other hand, if I just want to get, like intrinsic on that, it would mean that I get a lot of burnout extension on turn 1, plus extra attack, which is not unwelcome. Okay, we're just gonna do it this way so I can play out more stuff. We'll block a little bit of your damage. You're still hitting Rector for some, but whatever. Yeah, like, I kind of want to buff this drag too. But I also kind of just want you to be a chump blocker, so I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, you're all just dying anyways. Oh well. Maybe should have done that differently, but that's fine. Oh, I could have given you Burnout if I had rerolled, couldn't I? I totally spaced on that. I was thinking that I didn't have enough gold for what I wanted, but I could have done that. Yeah, you're taking a lot of damage, which is not good. I would go so far as to say that is a big problem, in fact. Yeah, I really need the Bounty Stalker to have Burnout, and I didn't. So I probably need you set up on a lower floor. Yep, we're not anywhere close to killing you. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I might just die here because of choices that I made. I mean, I could wait to play out Rector. I could also play the Paraffin Enforcer in front. Like, he's not that important to my needs. Keeping Rector alive, on the other hand, is. Can also just, like, soak up some damage with the Greed Dragon early on instead. Like, that's... Actually, we want you in a different spot. We want something like that. You know what? Actually, let's do that. But yeah, anyways, I don't know. I made some mistakes. Like, I really should have let you get Burnout. But I just wasn't thinking about that, and that is going to cost me some. I kind of wish I were drawing these things not on this turn. Okay, let's do that so we can at least kill the backliner. Take some damage, but that doesn't really worry me. You're absolutely worthless here. Well, you do a little bit now. I do take a lot of damage by letting him through. Now, if I can beat Archeon, which I'm not convinced I can, then that is not a major concern of mine. Yeah, it ain't looking good. Unsurprisingly, he just kills both of those in single strike. I'm gonna let it die. That's fine. I might be able to, like, eke out a win here. I'm not gonna worry about it. Ooh, we got ruined. I made bad choices. These things happen. The main thing is I probably should have taken the molded. Also, again, I should have rerolled for burnout and or just for HP, which I considered doing and then didn't. But the molded in particular would have been rather helpful. That is probably the biggest thing that would have helped. But here we are. I was trying to be very conservative and not take it. We also could have taken the Wickless Baron, which also would have been useful. But here we are. Purifying Cleanse is an okay start. Right. Well, I don't want Shadow Sheath, although it is kind of cute with the Bloated Whelps, kind of. I'm gonna take the Emote Tome, I guess. I'm gonna take Burn Bright since I've got the Purifying Cleanses, I guess. Yeah, Emote Tome is a very good card. Or artifact, I should say. And I do have Burnout Extension, which is nice. We'll just throw some things to the wolves so we can get the extra harvest on the Baron. And unfortunately, we don't get any Burnout Extension for you right now. I have 2 of those in my deck, but nope, not meant to be. Like, it's going to be fine overall, because he's pretty strong, but it still felt dumb. But yeah, like, as is, we just absolutely shred him, because he has got a chunk of Pyrotel on him, and he does fuck all damage while we just beat him to death. It still does feel bad to have bottom decked both of our Burnout Extension things, though. Entombed Explosive is okay. Votavary is also okay. It mostly is a situation right now of, are we going to be committing to the Baron? And I didn't really want to, but it's not like we have to pair Baron with Harvest Rector. It's pretty okay here. And with Bogworm, it is much easier to run just like a bunch of tombs and stuff. Technically, I could even run the draft, but it's not that helpful for us. I think we take the Entombed Explosive here. Of note, we are up against Entropy, who does have silencers, but nonetheless, we'll take that. The one other thing is, like, the Entombed Explosive would also be really useful, or at least potentially useful with Dark Calling Rector. Could take the Alchemy. Could take the Pyreball. Honestly, Pyreball's not a bad pickup right now. I will take it, I guess. I'm gonna go here, looking for just general things and Endless. Multi-strike I'm pretty happy with. Tycoon's kind of cute, and kind of will have capacity for it, but we're just not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna commit to Multi-strike Baron. I would love, like, Smidge Stone or Endless, but we don't have either, so. Here we are. The invasion shouldn't be too bad for us. Yeah, I'll just have top floor. Because we just need to draw one Whelp, basically, to solve a lot of these problems. Okay, I will leave you for next turn so I can just kill a bunch of these guys. Okay, yeah, we're still fine. I was thinking that we were going to have one overflow, but that's not true. He's killing one of them, so only 4 of these guys are ascending, and then you 3, so it'll be the 7 max. And that's fine, because I have sneakily seeded top floor with an explosive. Well, it will just explode all those things. Because I also gave them Pyre Gel so that I would be able to kill the 2 health dudes with those. Seemed overall fairly reasonable. I'm just gonna get rid of the Calcified Ember right now. Why not? And I guess I'll just do that to block. I don't technically need to because the Purifying Cleanse is also heal Rector. So it's not like I am lacking in ways to restore him. I guess we're just going to do this, get a little bit of extra damage on you. I am not particularly concerned. We should have the kill pretty easily. Since even if he survives the top floor, between Rector and the Baron, I somehow think we'll manage. Ta-da! Easy. Well, that was a pretty good battle for us. Molten Casement's real good. Hallowed Drippings is appealing, but I don't know that we really need it now. I think we probably skip on the Hallowed Drippings and leave it as an option for another run in case we need to run like Lady of the House or other things. More Purifying Cleanse is okay. Molten Encasement is quite good. Again, though, I just don't know if we need to take it here. Or save it for next run. Yeah, that's what I mean is... So, like, in the grand scheme of things, we have Rector, who's going to have 200 HP. We have a heal card, which we can dupe with Emote Tome. We already have a potential chump blocker. The Barons naturally scale up HP. Like, we do not have a particularly squishy team this time. And so I would kind of like to save this for when we don't have that. At least as an option. I guess like another Purifying Cleanse out of Panic. And then I think we're just skipping on that. Merchant of Arms is nice. We're gonna go here though. Okay. I mean, the Guildmonger is kind of cute because they can also use that as a chump blocker for the whole Baron play. I think I just don't care that much about investing into it, though. So we are going to Smidgestone you, even though that seems maybe unnecessary. And then we get Endless for you. I don't think I really need the triple stack. I think I just don't really care about any of these. Like, this is kind of cute, but... do I want to? I mean, I feel like the answer is no, but it's kind of cute. Honestly, I kind of want to do it. fuck it. For the fun of it. The problem is I need to actually draw into it in a reasonable time frame, and then also there's a strong chance it's not going to be particularly helpful even then. Okay. We should be well suited to Archeon this time. The stupid Blight in our deck is going to cause some problems, though. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to set up on top floor. I was going to do that, and then I didn't, and here we are. How you doing, Glacier? How's your weekend and all that jazz? Okay, so... I do appreciate that we drew that right off the bat. Doing good. Glad to hear it. That's the kind of positive vibes that I can get behind. May as well lava flow you fine folks. We prevent a little bit of pyre damage this way, since he's now occupying the floor, and so we don't get the pyre hunter damage. Gotta play that out. I guess I'll save you for next turn, even though I don't really need to. It'll be a one-mean fireball at the end. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, we're trying to just not play it at all in this fight. We'll see how that works out. I didn't really do this the way that I meant to, but that's fine. I do lose all my chump blockers on top floor, but that's okay. Yeah, we're still doing a good chunk of damage here, and not really taking damage in return. Also, again, it's okay if Rector takes some damage. Like, we have healing cards. Gotta play that out. Luckily, the Purifying Cleanse costs nothing. Okay, so first off, what are you up to now? 50 damage? Okay. Would have preferred to have drawn one of those next turn so we could heal Rector again, but I still somehow think we're going to be okay, given that the Wickless Baron is pretty strong at this stage of the game, even with no support. Yeah, so it's up to 60 damage, and then we just easily murder him to death. Okay, we are definitely taking Ember here. Tome of Contracts is a no. Cursed Dragon Staff is a no. Wickless Recruitment, also a no. Good units that we're not going to take. We're definitely going to do the dupe. Alright, Burn Bright 2 it is. Okay, I was considering intrinsics that we could do this so that it is guaranteed to start in our hand. Which, pretty confident that's what we're going to do. Just, why not? It means that we'll have an out whenever we want it in any given fight, basically. Which is, you know, pretty cute. There's not really any value to re-rolling. I guess I'm gonna just give that there in case we need it, and then I'll get rid of a Spear Steward. The Reanimate should be fine. And I am greedily gonna set up on top floor. Even though you often want to set up on not top floor versus Corrin. I'll just play the Vengeful Shard instead of the other Whelp. Oh, and I'm gonna seed this here in case we need it for killing the Collector. I mean, I guess we won't really need that either way, since we have the Pyre Ball if we really need it. And I'm pretty sure we're at a point where the Collector is not gonna die to one measly Whelp. Yeah. But we have other Whelps, which is partly why we do what we do. Well, the Harvest dudes unfortunately just harvest our sins. But hey. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you so I can start blocking with other things. Not that that's actually very impressive, but, you know. And I am getting plenty of healing if I want it, and also even if Rector dies, like, we'll manage. Like, my Barons are not particularly strong yet, but they're getting there. Oh no! Corrin brings all the enemies to the yard. Holding on to that empowered maximized fireball. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I don't know, I'm looking at that. Yeah, it'd be nice if I had a source of Pyre Gel, but I don't. So we'll just do that and block a little bit. Again, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so how do we naturally stand right here? We do win it, so we're not going to play the Pyre Ball, because it means that we can get the Pyre Ball to a clean 100 damage. If only that ball was attuned. I mean, yes, that would be the ideal, but alas, it is not. Anyways, we take quite a beating. Like, Rector just gets absolutely destroyed despite his high stats. But with every round, we do make them a lot weaker. And then the one Baron carries on the dreams of all his friends and beats Corrin to death. Which, again, I could have set up bottom floor. That would have generally been better for us, but we wanted to stack up the power of the Pyre Ball, and I was pretty confident we would have the kill no matter what. Because worst case, we just play that Pyre Ball last turn, and we blow up half the units on the floor. And that would be fine. Yeah, we're not gonna take the Subsuming Blade, nor are we gonna take the Crushing Demise. Pretty confident I don't need any of these. The Sacred Wicks is like sort of kind of a nice get out of jail free option. Really? So we don't need Subsuming Blade, and so if this were not Hat Trick Challenge, maybe would take it. We don't really need it though either way, because like the Pyre Ball is generally going to do much better work for us than that is going to do. Like, it's fine, but it requires a lot of investment that is not necessarily worth our time and effort. Do I want the stuck-up Whelp? Kind of. It is cute, I gotta say. We're not taking the Brain Spike. We're leaving that for a different run if we need it. Again, were we not doing Hat Trick, maybe we would take it here. What I'm considering is taking the stuck-up Whelp. Unfortunately, I don't have any Reform, but I'm going to go to this Merchant of Steel either way. And so we maybe go here, get Endless on it, and then just use its ability every turn and use it as a chump blocker. And, like, that's not bad. I'll have 3 Barons, Rector, and 2 Chump Blockers as things stand. And I could potentially make that 4 Barons, Rector, and 2 Chump Blockers. And, like, I think that's pretty okay. We'll take the second whelp. I don't know that I really need it, but that's okay. As far as this, I lean towards going to the right, though I don't have any explicitly great reason to do so. I don't know what I would want at the Merchant of Arms. Technically, I could get Memorials to the Melted, which would give me Endless. Going to the right, I could do, like, remove Consume on the Lava Flow, which is okay for us. Could also do more, like, magic power on the Purifying Cleanse. I don't really have a whole lot of things I need to remove at the moment. I mean, like, I can get rid of the Dregs, but so be it. I think we're just going to the right. We also might hit an event upgrade for the Baron. Okay. Could take Memorial for the Melted. I mean, it's a good card. I'm willing to take it here, and that's kind of redundant to my needs. Now, the question is, do I want to, like, remove Consume, hold over Lava Flow? And the answer is a solid kind of. Could also hold over the Purifying Cleanse, which is probably the more responsible option. I guess I'm gonna do this for the sake of it. Okay, just to be safe, we're gonna do this. I don't really think I need to, but just to be safe. Also, I suppose I should have looked at this. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about Bone Dog. We'll just take your pendant and run. It's a shame that we don't have Lightstone Casing, because I could have put, like, a holdover on the Pyro Ball. That only barely matters, because we still mostly just want to leave it in hand. But it would be kind of cute. So I do need Bogworm to cooperate on the space. But we'll see what we can do. But ideally, it keeps giving me more capacity in just one guaranteed spot. Okay, please give me Memorial for the Melted now. No. Okay. Disappointing, but okay. Yeah, I think I want that, even though it means that I won't get the Pyro Balls stacking for a couple turns. I mean, do I really care? I am going to get Avarice on this. I kind of just want to leave it for the sake of it. Because if I do that now, I'm not drawing it again for, like, the rest of the fight. I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. Like, in a real... I really should kill it. It is the more responsible, better thing to do. But I didn't. Okay. I do take a bit of damage here. I probably could have done that differently. It's fine. I have plenty of HP. I'm not too worried about it. Really wanted this a while ago. I still play it now, even though it's kind of a waste. Yes, continue stacking up my delicious fireball. Well, have some pyre gel, my friends. Okay. Alright, we do get sapped a bit, but so be it. There's not actually any reason to make my dude stronger. The more hits I deal, the more avarice I get. But either way, it wouldn't make a huge difference. My dudes were doing a lot of damage one way or another. Anyways, we did take some damage. Not too worried about it. We are not going to worry about resin removal here. Engulfed in Smoke, we're not going to worry about. It's a good card, though. And Fatal Melting technically kind of could do some stuff for us, but we're just not going to worry about it. Hell Furnace is a no. Greed is a no. Yeah, we're not taking these. There are obviously some good things I could do with these. We're just not worrying about it. We are, on the other hand, definitely going here. So we're definitely doing Baron number 3. I think I'm doing this, although and I can't do the burnout now on that, which is okay. I mean, the dualism is definitely not necessary, and it probably would have been better to just do, burnout and HP on you so I could make him into a better blocker. But it also is not that important. So let's drop a couple things. And then let's murder Kale. Didn't really want to set up on bottom floor, but I do think I maybe do that. Maybe we just do mid. Let's do mid, actually. And then you guys can just go there and get murdered. Yeah, I don't really need to reroll for Endless, because the point is that I now have the Endless room. Yes, the Endless on a unit makes it a little more guaranteed, but we'll sort that out over time. Okay, there's that. I mean, Endless on Dragon. Yeah, I knew what you meant. We're not doing it either way. Because I already have Memorial for the Melted, so I don't need to do that, is the point. That said, I am going to draw a bunch of the same stuff, unless I let this cycle. I will let that cycle. Because I do want to get to the dragon, the wealthy whelp. Yeah, this is the problem with this plan. Alright, I'll just take a bunch of damage. It's fine. Even if Rector dies, he does have Endless. I'll just replay him. It's not that big a deal. Unfortunately, I have to play out the entropic crystals, because otherwise life gets real bad. Okay, I'm definitely not stacking up as much as I could since I've been trying to sandbag looking for the right units. Unfortunately, we bottom decked him, and that has not been helpful. But, there we go. And so now, he dies. And then we're going to play him again. And this may look somewhat familiar now. Technically wrong order, but not a big deal. We do definitely want to try to heal you while we can. Though again, it doesn't really matter if Rector dies. Like, he's got Endless. And if for some reason we lose on this floor, we just, you know, come back to health on the next floor. Sadly, not playing at the calcified number. Oh well, somehow I'll manage. Would have been real nice if I had drawn him earlier in the fight, though, so we were getting actual amounts of avarice earlier. But here we are. Yes. Oh, that delicious free gold. Okay, well. That mostly worked out. I don't want Devilish Tails, even though we can sort of manage it here. We're not taking Superheated, we're not taking Death Roar, we're not doing enough Pyrogel for that to matter. I think I'm taking Draw. I would like other things, but the Draw is really good for me. Don't think we need Merchant of Steel. Unless we want to get Endless on the Stuck-Up Whelp, but I'm pretty okay with not doing that. Because we're just going to go here... Just make the Endless Room deployable. Okay. Kind of want to do this. Just to get a bunch of Pyrogel and things. I don't think that matters. It is nice in that it is an extra draw for me. Pyreborn, Remnant. I don't know. I don't really care. We're not doing Nymph in a box. Done. Sure. I'll do that. And that's good enough, I think. Yeah, I can't really minus cost anything. I could do remove consume on the other lava flow. I don't think I care. Could really go imps, easy rage ups and stuff. Yeah, but what I've got is already working well, and the imps would not be very helpful for my needs. Do I want to go mid-floor or do I want to go top floor? I think we want to go mid-floor. Yeah, especially because they're these absolute losers. Okay, so we're going to do this in this order. Where we don't give the Whelp Endless, because I'm okay with him just not coming back. And our Fireball is still just sitting here stacking up power. Unfortunately... Well, it does only affect spells. How much do I actually care about the spells? It affects the Purifying Cleanse, basically. And I think mostly I'm okay with that. Ineffective Fireball, who cares, whatever. That's fine. Can't kill you, but I'm going to be generating enough gold that I'm not too worried about that. Okay, we'll do that just so we get another kill. It doesn't mean I'm drawing another of them, but that's okay. Dominion will suffer the wrath of that fireball. Except for the part where Dominion, the unit, since I assume that's what you're talking about, has Spell Shield, and I don't have any way to knock off the Spell Shield except for with the Fireball. It is, yet again, one of the things that makes it a dumb design. That, like, one of the very few ways to actually interact with him, he is defended against, because why would he not be? Also, I do recognize that Rector is burning out, and that's maybe a problem. Okay, and yeah, you don't have the, you don't have the Avarice because I played you in the wrong order. Well, I got a little greedy, but also... Yeah, that didn't really help, now did it? Alright, fine, I'll take some damage. Yeah, the reanimate unfortunately does fuck with me a fair bit. And spending all of my Ember on Scourges sucks. Alright, I am just going to not take 1,000 damage here. I do take a lot of damage still, but I don't take as much damage as I could have. Ugh, there's so many Scourge cards because I just haven't been playing on bottom floor. Yeah, I don't get rid of the Calcified Ember, yada yada yada, here we are, fine. It's okay. My Barons are getting 20 gold per hit. I'm coming out of this in reasonably good shape, even though I chose to take a bunch of damage. I do like Remnant Host, don't like it here. Skipping on those. Okay, I would really love to get like Flicker's Liquor, among other things. Sure. I'll take Magma Core. Phase First Blade doesn't really matter. Hellheart doesn't tons matter, but I can just do it anyways. I will make that deployable now. Because I have 6 Deployment Ember, and so I've got the 3 Barons, and so it's 3, and then 4 from that, and then 5, and maybe I make another Baron. I guess we'll take that. Not helpful. That is helpful. Firestone Housing is not helpful at this moment in my life. Is there anything in here I care about? No. Not really. We're just gonna make another Baron, I guess. And then we're gonna get rid of you, even though your being 0 cost is kind of nice for me. And that's what we get. We should be in good shape overall. Okay, so 6, a whole ton. And you have 7. Yeah, we'll just set up on mid floor. That's fine. It would be nice if we could easily do top floor so that the Hellheart was taking effect, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you get played out. I suppose I maybe should have duped that. Also, I should have done the bloated whelp, but for some reason I didn't think I had the ember for it. That's fine. Whatever. Who cares? Well, I now have copious levels of ember. And my turns are going to start looking kind of samey. Also, I could use the Fireball just to explode all these enemies, but that's okay. Yes, watch them all fall to my might. Yeah, unfortunately, you're a loser. You cause me grief unless I explode you right now. I mean, it doesn't really matter. This is fine. Just means that I can't use any of my activated abilities. And I get a lot less harvesting that turn, but I think that's not too big an issue. Okay, we do this in the slightly better order. Oh, I do actually need to explode some things here. Fine. Should have done that in a different order overall, but I didn't realize I wasn't doing enough damage yet. I haven't been harvesting enough. Also, the sap does take a pretty hefty toll on me right now. I can finally get rid of that. Although we once again have one of the silenced dudes here, which is annoying. Oh, he doesn't do any... I played the wrong one there either way. Kind of annoying, but oh well. Yeah, he doesn't have any attack because Seraph gives a bunch of sap. How goes the headwear stunting? It goes okay. Yeah, so I could play you there, but then you're silenced anyways. Alright, as much as I like to hold on to that, we're just going to do that, and then we're also going to use that there for next turn. Okay, you guys escape, but that doesn't matter too much. Play that there to kill you, because you're the only one who matters. Honestly, I should just let Rector die, but I didn't. I haven't played Melting a lot in Monster Train 2. Their Endless Room is pretty silly with ability units. Yep! It's a very nice synergy. It's a good card in general. Definitely. Like, the card that it got changed from, the one that gave you extra Ember for every unit that died in the battle, not a good card. Way more useful this way. I kind of want to do this, but I don't really want to just give them a bunch of extra attack. I think it's fine overall. I do wish that I hadn't played the Wealthy Whelp behind, mind you. Because it's not doing any good for me there. But also, if I somehow did die here, we would just still have all of these guys next turn thanks to the Endless. Like, we're gonna be in good shape no matter what. Alright, takes some doing, but we just beat him to death. Yeah, not the best matchup for us, but overall totally fine. I mean, we would have sort of had problems with any of them, unless Bogworm's Pyre had cooperated and given us more capacity on bottom floor. Bottom floor would have made our life a lot easier if we were fighting Dominion. But we weren't, so it's a moot point. Infinite money hacks. I mean, we're far from infinite, but yeah. And we're just looking at that middle floor. I don't think I actually need to. I think I have enough capacity if I want to set up on bottom floor, but it's okay. Okay, we're gonna do this and get some damage on both of you, and it's fine. Wasn't actually as impressive as I wanted to be, and honestly should have saved it for this turn, but kind of forgot that this is the thing that happened this turn. You know what? We are actually going to do this the correct way, because it does actually bother me that I did that wrong. And it's a minor thing. Like, it was a spur-of-the-moment decision, and we're not far into the fight. But we really do want to stop the dudes on turn 2 from generating garbage for me. Also, I do... you know what? We are actually going to give that to you. Yeah, totally forgot what I was going to say. That's fine. Oh yeah, that's right. I did really want the Ember going into the next turn so I can more easily play out the Firelight and all that, rather than detonating him and getting it on my own turn. It's a lot less useful for me there. Okay, and we're just going to explode all those guys. How far along are you with the Flicker hat trick? Now, this is the first run. We did one run before this that died pretty quickly. So this is the first one that's going to reach the end. Yeah, I mean, like, technically I could do other things, but this is basically just as good as anything I'd be doing. I really don't stack those guys as quick as I want. Not with all the sap I'm eating. Like, I could just stop playing out the sap. It's not that big a deal, but also I have tons of higher HP. Yeah, fuck it. I'll take the damage. It feels wrong to take the damage, but I also have Bone Dog's Pendant. Also, I came in at basically full health. Like, we're doing pretty okay as is, especially since Magma Core does really add up over time. Also, I gotta say, Encased Ember was a great pickup for me. And I really appreciate that the whelps allow me to play them down and explode them immediately to make more capacity. order. Again, I don't like really need to be keeping Rector alive because I could just replay him. The only like downside is that he takes up one of my draws, which is, you know, already at a premium. Technically, he also has Avarice on him that I'd be losing, but that doesn't actually matter. Since at this point, the extra gold is just extra score. Anyways, we're waiting for Entry to die, which is unusual for that to be the case, but with Emotome duping the Pyrolite, it's not actually a surprise. Unsurprisingly, here we go. Well, poor Rector dies. So be it. And there we go! Ta-da! Made a lot of noises after the death, because all the heart is still ticking up. Anyways, that is one run down with Rector. Overall, Rector shouldn't be, like, too bad. But we'll see. I'm not as good with Rector as I should be. I haven't been playing the Monster Train 1 clans nearly as much as Monster Train 2 clans. I mean, we've played a lot more of them since we did all of the crowns, but still. Anyways, I need to clear this out because we didn't do that after the prior one. Bear with me as we slowly do that. Okay, and this was Burn Bright. And we did that with, what pyre were we using? We were using Bogworm. Turns out Bogworm is solidly, like, B tier pyre. It's good. It's just that, like, it's not always going to cooperate, and there are better pyres. But it's good. It works in basically any situation pretty decently. If deployment phase weren't a thing, it definitely would be a lot weaker, but deployment phase is in fact a thing. And part of what makes Monster Train 2 so good. So, we have Entombed Explosive. Stuck Up Whelp. Wickless Baron. One of the big things is we definitely want to try to use as few banner units as possible, just because they're kind of the most important resource to spread across the different runs. And so it's always nice when we can just like dupe the same unit repeatedly rather than having to use like 3 different banner units. As far as spells, because I think that's all the units, we had Lava Flow, a card I basically never draft. Purifying Cleanse, which is a little bit of a loss, mostly just because it's a good way to get burnout on Paraffin Enforcer if we end up trying to use Paraffin Enforcer. And then we had the Fireball that we cast a total of like 3 times. I think that was all the spells. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Again, if they just made this like a supported mode and this was tracked automatically, man, would this make my life a lot easier. But I also recognize that as cool as I think this mode is, it definitely would be for a niche audience if they did add it. But I think it would be fun. I think there's definitely people who could have fun with it. And we had Memorial for the Melted. We didn't have any equipment, and I believe that's everything that was in the deck. Okay. Then I got my first Titan win with Bogworm. Not particularly busted or anything, but it's reasonably strong and big force are fun. Yeah, it's just solid. It usually contributes decently well. It's just that it lacks consistency as its big problem. And there are runs where it's not going to be that relevant. And mostly it's that it competes against like Herzl's Horde, which is very good, and Fear's Greed, which is very good. And then also like Pyre of Savagery, Pyre of Dominion, and Life Mothers, I would also all put it ahead of it. But yeah, it's solid B tier material. It's good, but there are definitely way better things. That said, so we still have Dark Calling, and we have Accumulator. Okay. Admittedly, I kind of want to do cute things with Dark Calling with, like, Hothead. I think is, like, the ideal. But we'll see what we're allowed to do. An Accumulator, I don't know. Like, it's fine. We could pair it with a variety of things, and it would be okay. It does help sort of overcome Pyreborn's weak defenses to a good amount. But it's not perfect in that regard. Anyways, we'll see what we're offered. I don't know what we want to do as far as Pyre. We probably want to take Herzl's Horde. Pyre of Savagery also is decently good. Fear's Greed is solid. Heart of the Pact is fine. I do think people undervalue how useful Heart of the Pact is. Again, it ends up being B tier just because there's better Pyres out there. But in Monster Train 2, it's very common to take no draw relics, which is a huge change from Monster Train 1. And so getting the extra draw does offset a lot of unreliability, and it helps get around like the blights and scourges being added to your deck. It just like does give you good value that you're allowed to still take like, you know, one or more Ember relics and or capacity relics and still have a little bit smoother draws. Anyways, I think we're gonna take Herzl's. We'll see what we get, I guess. Okay. So we do start with two things that I used last time. I kind of want to re-roll just so that we don't have spells that I used, but whatever, it's fine. That's just how it works. Dominion not really viable because it can give you illegal cards. Yeah, and I think it just kind of gets around some of the spirit of the challenge. But yeah, mostly that you're forced to draft with Dominion. Like, you can't skip any of the drafts that it does. And so you can very easily be put in a position where I would have to be taking multiple things that I'm not allowed to take. But yeah, I just don't think it would be particularly interesting to run for the challenge. I'm also thinking of banning Life Mother's Pyre. We've used Life Mothers to very good effect, but I think that also kind of skirts the rules of the... It doesn't, like, explicitly skirt the rules, but I think just because of how it functions, it makes it maybe a little too easy to make do with the weakened drafts. Since it's much easier to just hit a single thing and roll with that just by duping it repeatedly. Anyways, we have to take Dark Calling, which is fine. I really want to hit Hothead is the main thing. Flicker's Liquor is not bad. How do we feel about Shattered Halo? Interesting. Don't think I really want that. And then on the Remnant side, yeah, let's not. I mean, like, it can be good. There's a lot of valuable things I can do. If we were playing Burn Bright, I would maybe still take it. Looking for, like, Hallowed Halls or Wax and Spike. But I'll just take Flicker's Liquor. Oh, look, Pyre of Entropy. Anyway, yeah, I hate Pyre of Entropy. And again, like, strength-wise, it's fine. It's just, it's not ideal. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. Yeah. Apparently oh no, I did that right. I just spammed out and for some reason didn't realize what I was actually looking at. Yes, I did want to do exactly that. God, I keep forgetting that Miser is a 1 capacity unit. I was thinking like, oh, it's a shame I don't have capacity for this. Not at all true. Easily can just play it here. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. Unfortunately with the Titan skin, I can't kill them with the Whelps. I can if I do that, though. And then, oh look, we just bring back our friendly little Whelp friends. Yeah, let's do it like this. Yeah, we're just not gonna play the others. Okay, and then kind of didn't need to do it like that, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll just kill him there. That's good enough. I could, like, maybe squeeze out some extra gold with the Miser, which I thought about doing, but this is good enough. Not a bad start. Turns out the Whelps are pretty good with Rector. I don't really need Molded here, since I already have Crypt Call from Rector. I mean, it does give me, like, a little bit of safety, but I think overall still not what I want. Purifying Cleanse I can't take, and Entombed Explosive I can't take. It's really just, do I want the Molten? I think the answer is no. Do I want Soul Smelter? Kind of. I do have Herzl's Horde, so it is easier to get it out. Yeah, let's try taking it. I don't know how useful that's gonna be. We are really gonna hope that there's Hothead here. I was hoping that would be Pyreborn on the same size version of Steel. Kind of. No, sadly. Could take the Guildmonger, though. I'm gonna not. Okay, unfortunate. Really would like to get Hothead. And I kind of don't want to upgrade any of these because I used them previously. But also, they're not that amazing for me. We'll see if we can get by. I may be being too greedy, but we'll see. God, you don't have a lot of HP, Rector, and that is kind of a problem for the whole Soul Smelter situation. Okay, I guess we'll try it like this. I don't know. I think I'm making bad choices. Okay. Yeah, I'm still letting some damage through, but whatever, fine. I'll put you there. Unfortunately, I still have a drag in the reform pool, which is not what I want, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, I guess I want it this way. The problem is I wasn't stacking up the power of my whelps at all, and that's not really what I wanted. Yeah, unsurprisingly, this isn't working particularly well. Alright, well, I probably just need to have Rector on top floor like I'd originally planned. I was just trying to see if I could do something with the Soul Smelter. Turns out, doesn't work very well. I'll let this play out just for the sake of it, but I suspect it's bad. Yeah, because then you'd have 131 HP. Yeah, let's just go back to the original plan where we don't greed and things go better. Although again, not getting a whelp here is pretty bad. Yeah, I guess I'll just have you block. It doesn't really help. I already forgot that I have Flicker's Liquor, which is nice. Yeah, I guess we'll do it this way. I don't know. I'm not particularly strong for this encounter. Like, I can do some decent work here, but not that great. The benefit of having Rector on a higher floor, though, is that I can then potentially keep reforming the same dudes. Unfortunately, him killing those does mean they're in the reform pool too now. But we'll see what we can do. And I don't get really any meaningful value out of the Soul Smelter. Okay, there we go. I mean, I can also do this and still play you out. But it doesn't matter, like, he's dying. I don't get any value out of the Soul Smelter. Which is fine. I wasn't on the same floor as the kills for the most part. That's largely what I was expecting from the Soul Smelter. Okay, so what the fuck? Wicklash is sort of nice. Dripfall is the thing. mean, I feel like maybe I should be taking the Driftfall here. Yeah, we'll take the Driftfall. I don't know. I'm making a bad deck. We'll be very clear about that. Snotty Whelp is kind of cute. I mean, honestly, sort of worth it. And I can't take the Lava Flow, can't take the Fireball. We'll just skip, I guess. I don't know. I'm not making a good deck. Alright, let's go here. I at least have some extra gold from the Miser. Pyre-blooded. Okay. Well, I wish I'd taken the Snotty Whelp now. Huh. Okay. I will take Pyre-blooded. Alright, let's do that. Okay. I do want the holdover on the Driftfall. That does solve many of my problems. And I guess we're upgrading the Lava Flow, even though I would like to not use cards I've used before. Copy a card, or up to 5 times. Well then. Fair enough. So there are a number of good options here. And option number 1 is just we dupe the Lava Flow 5 times, and then we have a bunch of intrinsic Lava Flows. And then, like, that's pretty good with the Pyre-blooded. Like, that's not bad. Option number 2 is we dupe the Driftfall, and then we just have an army of Spell Chain Driftfalls, which is cute, but it also means we draw no new cards ever, which is sort of okay. Option number 3 is just we dupe the Pyre-blooded once, because I do want more of them, but I think we're just duping the Lava Flows. Although it kind of feels cheesy since it's a card we're not supposed to have. But we'll do it. That's fine. I just wish I could block them from showing up in this starters. Okay. So here's the deal. We're going to do this. Kind of feel like I should be playing at less units so I can more reliably get what I want to get. When you don't even die, for some reason I was thinking that you do more damage at the beginning. Okay, and then let's just bring them back. And that's not a bad first turn. Although I did kind of want my Pyre-blooded to die. Well, I kind of wanted them to zero cost the Soul Smelter, but I could also just hard cast it, since that's not an onerous task for me right now. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do it like that and just leave you alive. Oh, and I have more capacity here because for some reason I always think that I don't have more capacity here. I guess we'll do it that way, and we'll do that, and then, I don't know. My deck is not particularly strong yet. But we can now do that, and now he has 40 extra attack, which I don't hate. Okay. We are going to blow you up now, even though he gets a little bit of rage. Okay, we are going to daze you a bunch for very good and solid and important reasons. Although it would be nice to explode more bloated whelps on you. I am just greedily sort of trying to get more souls on the soul smelter, which I'm trying to make sure enemies aren't escaping without us. Fortunately, I have 3 whelps in the reform pool, not 2. Well, it's probably fine if you escape. So you just die attacking into that, and then I think you also die attacking into that, which I'm honestly sort of okay with. Yeah, fine. You know, my deck is clumsy as shit, but it's sort of working. And like, we've got time to fix it from here on out, so. Anyways, there's that, you're stronger than before, yada yada yada, here we go. And thus we triumph. Not exactly how I wanted to do things, but it is what it is. Formless Child is bad. Daimyo's all jank. Superheat is cute, especially in a world where I have the lava flows. I think I might want to take Superheated. Soldier of Fortune, I kind of want to, but we'll take Superheated, I guess. Magma Cultist is also a reasonable pickup for us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're taking Magma Cultist. The problem is just that we end up not having Magma Cultist in the future, but that's okay. So, for the time being, what the fuck do we want? I do kind of want Ember. I think I mostly want Capacity, though. Because we do have Herzel's Horde, so we're already, like, doing okay on Deployment Ember. Some Capacity goes a long way towards smoothing out my general situation, though. Kind of. I think that's what we're doing. We'll figure it out. I am willing to loot at 3. Yeah. Not bad. So, we badly want this. Does not help, does help. Sounds great. What I really want is the ability to dupe stuff. We can't take Baron, we're not taking Paraffin Thug. We have Crypt Call 2. Okay, Dualism is on you. Extra HP is on you. Okay, multi-strike and burnout is on you. Kind of. It's not perfect, but it's gonna do a lot of work for us. So, again, what I really want is to be able to dupe a little bit. Okay, we're just not going to play out other things. Alright. We got some armor on the team, and, you know, you got a whole bunch of attack. What's there to hate? And then we'll just generate a little bit of extra as well. Cool. And then, oh look, he's back! What a world. Unfortunately, I don't have normal spells to cast right now, so I can't easily generate Pyre Gel. But that's fine. We can do that. Pulling a Soul Smother right now. Yeah. Working on it. I mean, it's fine. We'll get the rest of the kills over the course of the battle. God, fuck these guys. The problem with all of this is that I really didn't want to be setting up on not bottom floor because these guys get really oppressive. Oh, fuck me. I forgot that he was in the Reform pool. Well, can't get the Collector now like I wanted to do. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's just... I hate these guys. Well, we're basically not drawing anything new for the rest of the fight, which sucks. Yeah, because this is what we get to draw. I could have guaranteed that I drew what I needed to draw there, and I did not guarantee it, and I'm glad that it worked out. Because I definitely fucked that up some. Anyways, whatever, here we are. Ugh, it's the worst. Okay, I did forget that I kind of needed to not play out both of those guys, because now I'm not guaranteed to get back the Pyre Blood. Yeah, alright. I mean, it's not totally the worst thing in the world. Far from the best thing, though. Well, we'll try to actually get to draw new cards for once. All the good that's gonna do me. Okay, let's swap you out for a better one. I should have done this differently, but that's fine. Just, I don't have to deal with the Scourge cards next turn. Okay, that way we kill your buddies. How exciting. I was trying to get the Calcified Ember cost reduced, but it doesn't matter. We are more than good enough. Okay. Well, my deck is clumsy, but, like, it's working overall, kind of, sort of. I do like the Subsuming Blade. Kind of. Yeah. We'll take Subsuming Blade. We are not... I mean, do I want Dragon's Breath? It is very good, kind of. I think it's sort of unnecessary. And I'm not really sure what our final deck is going to look like. I think I maybe take it here anyways. Alright, I don't know, fuck it. Maybe I shouldn't. We will loot this, looking for, like, Hellfire Bellows. There it is. Other things are good, too. But Hellfire Bellows is quite good. Okay, so. My deck is a mess, but it has flashes of brilliance. So there's a Duke there. Unfortunately, it's opposite the Merchant of Magic, which I did really want. Oh well. And I have 8 Deployment Ember. Which I don't strongly care about. I could go here, make the Soul Smelter deployable, which I'm pretty okay with. There's also other good things as well. Yeah, I think we'll do this. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Boiler Room is not bad, but not really what we need. Overgrowth Carapace is a no. Iron Tongue is a no, kind of. I don't really have a good defense versus the sweepy dudes, kind of. Dagger's sort of interesting. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now that I kind of want to put the Lava Flows into the box. But I don't think that's the right call. We could do Drip Fall and like the 2 Purifying Cleanses in the box. Triple tap on that Dragon Breath would be amazing. Yes, but not an option. I mean, honestly, like, the large mystery box isn't terrible for me, though I really hate it in general. I think we're just going to jam some things in here so I can get rid of things easier, because boy, do I want to get rid of some of my crap. Okay, I don't... Like, I'm not wild about the Soul Smelter, and I kind of feel like I should be doing other things, but this is what we got. Speaking of, let's make my deck more consistently helpful. Okay, let's leave it there as just a rough estimation of how much gold I need. I mean, we'll see what happens. We're far from terrible shape now, but we do still have some clumsiness occurring. So you're just going to chill up there to get out of my way. Okay, this is sort of going to imbalance some things, but I'm willing to do it. Okay, look at us go. And we'll explode there so we can get more armor, even though the fire blood is blowing up. Yeah, unfortunately, you have 0 attacks, so you don't get to avarice anything. Yeah, so you're still doing your thing, but this way we get a little bit more armor on the rest of the team. Okay, so you're gonna die next turn. Oh, I should have done this differently. But that's fine. I can do this. I can kill you, and then we only have 2 things to get back next turn. Obviously, I could save you with the Purifying Cleanse. I don't want to save you with the Purifying Cleanse, but I will. Just let the rest of this go. Yeah, my deck is clumsy, but it's working. Just that it perhaps could work better. I think that's good enough for you now to just kind of chill out and exist. Okay, seems reasonably decent. Let's explode you and then just bring back 2 dudes because we can. Because they do have increasing HP and all that every time we do it, which makes them reasonably pretty good for us. Why not? We'll do that so you can get just a tiny bit of avarice for us, I guess. I don't know. Here we are. Everything's fine. Yes. Go to work, my beautiful team. Okay. It's a little stressful, but here we are. So, cannot take Memorial for the Melted. Fatal Melting is sort of okay for us. Wickless Recruitment is a no. Am I willing to take Fatal Melting? Probably, honestly. Yeah, it's not, like, good for me, but I will take it. Cannot take Stuck Up Blow. Not taking an Equivalent Exchange, not taking another Soul Smelter. I will loot that, for sure. Okay, Medallion is pretty decent. Taskmaster's Lash doesn't matter a ton. I will take Medallion. Sure, I'll take Artificial Firestone. Don't know how useful that's going to be, but I'm happy to have it. I'm not using any Extinguish effects, am I? No, I am not. But I will take a Sacrificial Chris. Do I want Resin Block? Kind of. Sure. Golden Idol's a little weird here because it technically is a net gain. There's only one more trial at this point that's worth golds, and that one is worth 400, so it comes out to an extra 200, but I'm spending 145 for it, and I don't get that payoff until the final ring. And I suspect that I rather would just be happier holding onto the gold now in case I want it for anything. Also, this is going on Fire-Blooded. We'll figure out how I'm making this team work. Okay, so, you're going there, and then you, and you, and you, and you. And I'm not gonna play these out. I'm gonna leave it as is. So then I can do all of this on turn 1. Sadly, we don't have the superheated to double the higher gel. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want my things, but if I play them, then I won't be able to get the Fire-Blooded back easily next turn, so we'll leave this, I guess. I mean, we've already done a lot of damage to KO. Okay, and I get some Pyre Gel on them because the Whelp died, and so we'll just do that. And I guess we'll extend your burnout, though I should have done that in a different order if that's what I was going to do. I do wish that you guys said quick, but, you know, you don't. So, here we are. And I've only got one Whelp in there. Yeah, okay. So... yeah, I guess we'll do it this way. Alright, and now you've got 175 burnout, and we'll just go ahead and win. Ta-da! Pretty exciting stuff. Good turn 3, yep. Yeah, I'm gonna take that Hell Furnace. Although I think we're like... again, we're maybe taking more things than we need to. You lost value on the Soul Smokes, though. Yes, that is true, but, like, whatever, fine. I thought about that, and yes, there is probably the correct play is to just sandbag for a while and try to do that, but decided not to. Anyways, I think we're taking the Hell Furnace. And then I think we want draw. Sure. Okay, it barely matters to me. So I do want the Merchant of Arms, but I also kind of want the Merchant of Magic. Yeah, I mean, I want the Merchant of Arms, I think, so. Because what I want is I want to make that deployable. Also, at this point, like, my deck is quite a thing. We're overall in good shape, but we do have some weird issues. Alright, that's good enough. Also, maybe I should have taken extra capacity. I kind of didn't think about it. Unfortunately, God, you guys are the worst. Yeah, I think they come out turn 1 on this setup. So we'll set up here and cry. Stupid miser basically doesn't matter to us. Okay, I'm actually gonna play this here. Should have taken the Inferno Room. It's not that important to me though. Okay, you're gonna go there so I can zero cost that. Okay, so that will work. It's not the ideal by any means, but it does work. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do this, just for the sake of it. Alright, it's sort of working. It just feels real goddamn clumsy. Oh, I guess I should do that first. Alright, I don't really care which of the whelps I get back. We're just going to do some sweet, delicious blocking. And I guess we're going to do this so I can hold on to that. Unfortunately, the Driftfall is a lot less useful on this floor than I want it to be. Okay, so let's just kill you. Yeah, I was really wanting it to hit the Dragon's Breath. And things didn't happen as desired. But alright, fine. Like, we've mostly done what we needed to do anyways. And I'll do that, I guess, even though... Okay. Yeah, so look at all that ever-increasing strength. Also, I am doing this in the wrong order. Like, I could have played the Pyrogel first, yada yada yada. And yes, I will just make them a little stronger. I do want to hold on to the Driftfall in case I need it. I'm not particularly good at incancing, is one of the problems here. But hey. Okay, so I should definitely be able to hit the Dragon's Breath now. Again, not quite the right order, but overall not bad. Again, also not the right order. That's fine. Whatever, here we are. I'm really not using the Driftfall very well. But that's sort of okay. Yeah, mistakes were sort of made there. But that does work. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the armor. Or not the spikes. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I should be able to manage this. Okay, let's do that, and then just explode a bunch of those guys, and explode you. And then, you know, for the sake of it, here we are. So again, wrong ordering, doesn't matter, it's fine. I have more than enough attack to make this work. Oh, man. I do wish my deck were a little better at its shot. We're keeping the Crushing Demise for later. It's a very good get-out-of-jail-free card. Make It Rain is pretty great for us, but we are going to skip it nonetheless. I mean, I think I want the Flaming Talons. The problem is it doesn't help versus Savagery, but neither does really any of these. We'll just take the Flaming Talons. It's fine. Gel Transfuser we will take. Absolutely. So I could go here and dupe, but also, do I care? Do I just want to go here and look for, like, holdover on the Subsuming Blade or something? I was gonna dupe the Dripfall, and I think that's still a good option. I think it's still a good option. Does not matter. Yes, I will take that. The rest of those don't matter in the slightest. I mean, I could also dupe the Pyre-Blooded, but, like, my deck is really messy at that point. So I think we're just going to do this, I guess, now that I technically am going to be giving you extra attack. I may as well make you into a reasonable unit as well. Honestly, don't really care about the Soul Smelter. I'm still going to keep it just because reasons. And I guess I'm going to do that. I don't really want to get rid of all of my whelps. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Whatever. Here we are. We'll see what happens. I should be okay. Probably, maybe. I also kind of wanted to make another Magma Cultist, but I didn't do that, so here we are. Okay. I mean, this looks pretty good, kind of. Unfortunately, I don't have the Ember to play all of these. Like, I don't have any units that I can play to proc Flicker's Liquor. But I can do this. And then I can daze him for a turn. It's fine that these guys are dying. We want them to die anyways, but this way I get a lot of damage first. Okay, so we first do that, then we bring... Oh, I did forget that I had both of these guys in here. Well, I sort of did that wrong, but it worked out. Okay. Well, let's first do that. And then explode a whole bunch of enemies. Explode a whole bunch more, and then prevent you from, like, absolutely ruining my whole team. And then my Pyre Bloodeds just have 1,000 attack, and go ahead and murder. They were an integral part of my success here. Anyways, now I still have to beat the Titans, which is mostly just wait for Dominion to die. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not really going to have problems with the savagery or entropy parts of this fight. Oh, boy. How the hell did I scale that fast? With Pyre Blooded! I mean, we have a lot of things that are synergistically working together. We have all of these intrinsic lava flows, plus the Hell Furnace, plus the Magma Cultist. So we're putting out an insane amount of Pyre Gel right off the bat. And then the Pyre Bloodeds turn that into real attack. And then when I let them die, because I gave them burnout, so they'll automatically die on turn 1, Rector brings them back with an additional plus 25 attack. And then they have their cooldown refreshed, so they can do it again. Obviously, there's not going to be as much Pyre Gel on the floor, but they can still generate a fair bit. Yeah, I mean, that's mostly it, is that every time they come back, they get to use their ability again. And I just generate a lot of Pyre Gel. Also, we have Spirit Breaker's Charge, so every time we use an ability, friendly units get plus 5 attack. Also, when the Whelps die, they both proc the Spirit Breaker's Charge and proc Sacrificial Crisp, which gives extra Pyre Gel to enemies. Like, we have just a lot of things working together. Now, I kind of want to give some of this Pyre Gel to Dominion, but we're not going to. Hi, Cat. You are in the way, my darling. Okay, I'm gonna play you in back because I don't actually want you to. I don't want you to die because I want to be able to get the Pyre Bloods back next turn. All right, so 1,000 damage on Savagery already. Again, sadly, I'm not really generating Pyre Gel for Dominion, but whatever. Okay, so let's get back our buddies. Okay, so let's move you down. I could use the Dragon's Breath on Dominion, but we're not going to. Okay. And I'll do that as well. And then those guys gain another 500 plus attack. And I could daze you, but I really don't want to. I really would prefer that you... Also, I should have done a slightly different order, as I always do. But anyways, I do want him to generate the Pyre Light so this battle isn't insufferably long. Okay. The Pyre Bloods are dying this turn, which is honestly not that big a deal. It just means that I'm not necessarily going to get back the correct units with Rector, but also, like, so be it. Who cares? I don't really need both of these, but so be it. We'll power you up. Got a clean 2,000 attack. I should have done that differently because I can't really do the Dragon's Breath this way very easily. Yeah, whatever. So you're already dazed. Let's daze you. It doesn't matter that you're dying. Who cares? Again, I'm basically just waiting for Dominion to die. It would be nice to play the Dragon's Breath on him, but I haven't really set that up correctly to do so. I'll do that just for the sake of it. Again, he's not, like, going anywhere. It doesn't, like, change anything. And again, I could just, like, start drip falling Dominion. But I also could just not do that. I'm definitely not putting things in the optimal order, but I'm relatively convinced it doesn't matter. Well, sadly, we're not getting the other Pyre-Blooded back, but these things happen. Oh, I should have played out. Well, even though I played out the Driftfall, I wouldn't have gotten what I wanted. Oh, and I was supposed to bring you down with your 900 Pyre Gel. Ah, there's the other Pyre-Blooded. Okay, so you're there. And then you've only got 2,200 attack. You're behind your buddy. Let's bring you up to speed. Okay. Alright, and then you get 1,900 attack. So, why not? And then he dies this turn. And there we go. Ta-da! Oh, man. It was a really awkward deck, but we got there. And Rector was very much a key part of that deck, as was Pyre-Blooded. Pyre-Blood was a real good pickup for us. I mean, there are, like, sort of other ways we could have done it as well, but, like, yeah. That was definitely helped us turn around an awkward losing situation. So, this was Dark Calling. Again, not really what I was exactly hoping for. And this was Herzl's. Because I was hoping to do something similar with the hotheads, where I play them, I use their ability, I let them die, I then reform them next turn with the stacking attack, I use their ability, I keep shooting the whole floor. That also would have had problems. Namely, we would have run into issues on trying to make sure that the hotheads were dying every turn. But, you know, there were sort of ways we could have done it. Either way, I was pretty happy with what we ended up with. We did use up a lot of banner units, though, kind of. Because we used up Miser and Magma Cultist and Pyre-Blooded. Pyre-Blooded doesn't totally count there since it is a rare unit, so it's unlikely that we see it. But, still. So for spells, and I think that was all the units. I'm not forgetting about anything. We did also use up a lot of spells. We already had the Lava Flow because it was one of our starter cards. We already had the Purifying Cleanse. We used up Dripfall. Subsuming Blade. A Fatal Melting. Dragons. Cat. She just decided to attack my hand because she could. Superheated barely mattered, but it was cute to have. Okay, so we did use up a lot of spells. Mainly Dripfall and Dragon's Breath are the high-ticket items there. Subsuming Blade also is useful. But, like, those were the ones that were truly kind of a problem to lose. And then we have Hell Furnace, which, again, very good, but mostly really good with Magma Cultist. So if we can't take Magma Cultist, it's not as big a deal that we can't take Hell Furnace. And we had Soul Smelter, which is, you know, it's fine. It did good work for us. And I think that was everything for that run. So, not the worst shape to be in. Did lose a couple important things. We do still have access to stealth with Molten Encasement and Engulfed in Smoke. Also, it is going to be Accumulator Rector, who does end up with just a ton of HP. We do still have a variety of decent units left. Like, we've got Hothead. We've got Greed Dragon, which is, you know, it's got some problems, but it's a good unit. We've got Paraffin Enforcer. Not to mention all the rare units like Big Sludge and Bounty Stalker and Gold Tooth. So we've got things we can do. Oh, and there's Lady of the House still. We've got options. We'll see what we can do. Anyways, that is where we're stopping for the night because it's late and that's how life works. So we'll pick this up tomorrow. We'll try to not lose with Rector. And then after that, we got to do Bullet still before we make the second pass with all of the clans. There's a couple champions in the second pass I'm still really looking forward to. Like, I've been kind of wanting to play Talos. I really like Lion's Mane. Grail is cool and is probably going to lead to some interesting decks. Well, it's going to lead to probably some strong decks. They're probably going to get a little samey midway through the run, but that's fine. Grail's still very satisfying. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Have a nice night. Thanks for being here. Night after night, I truly do appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow.